Okay, we've got to the point where we have the machine set up. I've been running it for a few hours, making some ammo, and it's time for me to give my conclusions in that. Basically, the machine runs, fairly well. There is a learning curve to it. You're going to have to practice. You're going to have to make adjustments. There were several cases, this here, I was using a cast bullet. It was shaven lead when it was seating it. So I had to adjust the flare on the mouth a little. Then a bullet got stuck in the seating die, and I didn't catch it, and I lost a couple there, squishing them down, and I had to go and stop everything, pull it apart, get the bullet out. And basically, I think a lot of the problems the bullet feeder will mess up is I'm using cast bullets. I cast a bunch of these years ago. I've loaded thousands. So I'm just trying to use them up. And I tried using the Lee Alex, where you tumble them to lube them. So they've got this sticky stuff all over them. And sometimes they get stuck in the bullet feeder. But it's not, I don't think it's the bullet feeder. I think it's the bullets having the lube on there and everything else. But it works all right. The advantages to this machine compared to another is, even though you have to, we'll run it a bit and I'll show you. Basically what's neat is you just crank her up, feeds the bullet and everything, and you just have to manually set the primer in the arm and come down. Okay, I mean, this is cool with a bullet feeder and that. I mean, you can really crank out ammo quick with this. You have to tweak it, fine tune it, get the adjustments in and that. And it runs fairly well. Like I said, there were problems. There's defective bullets. There's a learning curve, getting used to it, getting the rhythm down. If you don't watch it when you do this, you could pop a primer out. Primers went flying all over. So bear that in mind and make sure you have an area where you can, if something falls on the floor, like if you're in carpet, if you're indoors with carpet, it's going to be hard to find the primers when you drop them. Out here in the garage, it ain't too bad. Advantages to this, I can see the primer. This feeder for the primer is clear, and when you get down to where you can't see any in there, you got a visual there, which is nice. So you could still have some primers here in the chute and then go and reload. You have to pay attention to the, your different feeds, your case feed, your bullet feed. Because what throws you off, if you get complacent, you'll run, one of these will run out, and then you'll notice, oh, well, in the middle of the stroke that you don't have a case or you don't have a bullet. But basically, it's just getting used to it, learning to use it. Now, I'm not going to tell you that the Lee machines are the best quality or whatever. They're not. I know a lot of people that use them. Years ago, I knew a guy at Shot Competition, was a friend of my dad's. He'd be in his 70s now. He only loaded 45 auto and 357 Magnum. And he bought 2 Lee progressive reloaders years ago, or turret loaders, I'm not quite sure. And the reason he had 2 was he set one up for 45 and got it to where it worked and made the ammunition he wanted. He's one for 357 Magnum. He had the 2 pistols, and he loaded 1 load for each one. And he set the machines, and that's all he do. When he needed ammo, he'd go crank it out. And there are people that told me that that's what they use these for. The advantages of this machine compared to others, I'll go with a Dillon. Dillon probably, for quality and material and for price, is probably the best. They're more expensive than a Lee, but they're a lot more in terms of quality, durability, and what goes on. But there are advantages, disadvantages. With each and every type. But let's get down then to the cost of this, and I'll explain to you why I kind of went with this other than cleaning up my Dillon and getting it going. The Dillons are a good machine. They have been at the forefront of progressive reloaders for many years. Okay, I'm not knocking them, but you know, you're going to lay out some money for them. All right, the cost of this, it was $122 for the press. It was $22 for the primer feed, $50 for the powder measure, and this is including shipping, handling, and that. $20 for the shell holders. Die set, if you needed one, was $26. The bullet feed thing set up to feed one type of bullet was $48. The riser on the powder measure was $8, and the case correlator was $12. And case feeder, I don't have that in there. Powder measure, die set, bullet. Yeah, case feeder. But the total with that, the case feeder, I forget what it cost. But the total without the case feeder is $308. So add another $20, $30 to that. And that's what you're looking at. The stand I didn't include because I had it and I wasn't using it. I kind of didn't like it for when I bought it. But now it's permanently the home of this. So you're looking at, say, $350, let's be generous, and you got a progressive reloader. It works fairly well. I mean, I had a few problems. I got a whole bunch of these defective bullets that I got to go through and rework or throw away. But it's just a matter of making some fine adjustments and being patient and taking your time, and it works out pretty good. I'm happy with the powder measure. The powder measure works fine. The case feeder's neat, works good. You do kind of need that stupid pan up there to make it easier to load it. I'd like, see, the only thing is the advantage of the breech lock where you can just turn these and unplug them. When you put the bullet feeder on there, because you got to line them up and use them other ones, it kind of takes that advantage away. But I do like that bullet feeder, because I mean, that's neat as hell. You just go up and that, and it puts some bullets on there, and really there ain't much to adjust to it. Okay, the only trouble I've been having with it is the stickiness of the lube. The bullets will stick in there every now and again, and that's about the only thing causing a problem. If I was just using jacketed or plated bullets, it would probably run smoothly without no trouble, I think. Don't know. I'm going to have to wait till I get into that, because I think the next thing I'm going to load, I will load with Barry's plated bullets. See, wasn't paying attention, ran out of cases. But that's the thing. You just have to pay attention and be aware of what you're doing. And it kind of works pretty good. And, you know, some people have already sent me different emails and comments. One is that one guy tried loading a few thousand rounds, and this plastic here on the base wore out or gave him some problems, which I could see that's legitimate. A lot of this is a nylon or plastic or whatever it is. It's not metal. So how durable or how it'll stand up over time, I don't know. Okay, but then again, it's not, for the money, it's not bad. It's workable, it's nice, and once you get into the rhythm, if you look at the other videos, other people just show you they're manipulating and going right along and that. And yeah, when it runs smooth and you got the timing down and everything, got your routine down, it can knock out some bullets quick. You know, there are going to be little glitches and problems, but that's with any machine, no matter what the quality or the level of machine, you know, it's just the nature of progressive reloaders. when you have more things going on at once, there's more things that can go wrong. But that's going to be it for setting up and running it. You know, I like it. It works for me. It'll help me. As you can see in the videos, my condition is deteriorating to where I'm losing the use of my left hand. So this kind of helps out, because going the old route of reloading where I use the blocks and do one step at a time, it makes better quality ammunition, okay? But it's difficult for me. I mean, this is nice. With one hand, I can rest my hand up there and manipulate the primer feeds. The only thing I have to do with my left hand, and it works out good, and it helps me and it saves me time. It gives me more time to be on the range. So I like it, and I like to say thanks to everybody who sent me comments and that about the series already, and thanks for your support. Thanks for watching my channel. I'll make some more videos on this as we get along, you know, go along with it, and when I change over to another caliber, maybe I'll show you that, you know, how it runs with something maybe a little larger, like 45 Colt or something like that, or 45 ACP. I know it'll handle. I might do some 40. I'm kind of out of 40 millimeter ammo. I like to set it up and run some 40 mil. Okay.